my game, turning old shovel heads into chrome flames. Love the smell of gasoline and grease. This life ain't for everyone. Find my peace out on the open road, wind in my hair, knees in the breeze without a care. Twisting wrenches, troubles I embrace. In the end, it's all worth the chase. Hippies chop a corner, that's my place.
All right, guys, we are currently working on the giveaway bike. I'll get back to that in a minute. I've got the fender, the exhaust, and the pegs. Well, the peg mounts dropped off to the chromer, and I've got the fender dropped off to the painter. I hope to have all that back in a couple of weeks. I'll be able to get the bike put back together and ready for the new owner to pick up. And I haven't even gotten sad about it yet, believe it or not. I kind of thought I would. I'm so far behind. My engine builder said he would finish wiring this one for me and get it fired up, get it tuned for me. So I'll have another running bike. The headlights on it, the tail lights on it. All that's got to be done is get it wired up, get it plumbed, get it full of fluids, and get her fired on up. So I'll be able to get that one up and running and this one up and running. Giveaway bike done and ready for the giveaway, and I need to get my customer's bike done. So get that one out of here. Do a little work on this one. She's actually, I could ride it right now if I had to. Within a few weeks, this one will be ready to ride. So I'll have two running and riding choppers while I'm building on that raked out long front end slab side over there. So where we're at with this one, and I'm struggling to find hardware, but I need to get this motor. I need to get this motor mounted up. So I'm finding some old engine mount bolts that I got. I need to get the engine bolted in. I need to get it bolted in back here to make sure I don't have to shim the front of it up here, because you want to mount your motor in the back, get it tight. And then if you see any kind of gap, put a feeler gauge in there, see how thick it is. And you can use old Chevrolet starter shims. I've got a whole pack of them in a drawer over there. Usually you shouldn't have to, but we'll see how it goes when it comes time to do it. But I need to get this drivetrain in place, get the chain on it, make sure the back wheel lives where it's gonna live, make sure the rear fender can live where it's gonna live, and then I can start doing some finish work on it, and then we can think about tearing it down for paint and powder coat. But right now I just need to clean a few of these bolts up so the nut will thread on it pretty easy, and you just lock it in your vise and get your drill out, put your wire wheel on it. Make sure it's locked down in there good. Probably shouldn't do much grinding around a carburetor, but we all know how it goes around here. Let's put a little brake clean on the situation and see what that does. We'll see how that nut threads on it anyway. I like to use nylocks on my engine mounts. Is that the wrong thread pitch? It is. That's a coarse thread, and that's a fine thread bolt. Did I have the right one out earlier? No, we'll just go back to the stash. I know I've got one, guys. That one looks like it might be a little big. No, that's it right there. Perfecto. Get all these in and bolted down. That way I'll know where the engine lives and keep it moving. There. That's got all the engine bolts in, or the motor mount bolts, I should say. Okay. Got that one in and started. Where are we at? Probably want to pull the transmission out. All right, guys, I got the transmission out. Here's that transmission I was telling you about. Got a really nice polished case in it, really nice transmission. It's got the 5-speed and a 4-speed in it. Scorpion super clutch in it. That's a real high quality transmission right there. It's a lot easier to get to that one nut right there for the engine mount over here, because this particular crank breather has the tin on it for the chain oiler. So it's not the easiest one to get to. I probably need to change that out. There we go. Okay, I've got the motor mounted up. I've got it bolted in. I've got the transmission plate bolted in. I've got to have my wife come out and help me. I've got to pick up the frame while I pull out the jack, because the bike's set so low, I can't get the jack out from under it. So she's not home, so I can't do that right now, but I need to do that. And then I've never used an adjustable transmission plate, so I need to figure out how that works, and get my belt back on, get the tension on it where it's gonna live. Then I can make certain the back wheel lives where it's gonna live, get the chain hooked up to it, put the fender back on it, then I'll know all that is certain, and then I'll have a little bit of fabrication left to button up. But I'm back to work on it. I need to see if I've got an upper motor mount as well. I don't know if I do. And I've told y'all before, the motor that's gonna go in that bike is that black motor right there. But I've got to leave that black motor in it until after the Paradise Roadshow, because that's the bike I'm gonna take to Paradise Roadshow. Unless my buddy gets that one wired up and running for me, hell, I might take it. It's a pretty slick bike and a pretty slick paint job as well. I'm just as proud of that one as I am that one. So, but we're gonna head over and pick up my buddy's bike. He's got a late 80s or early 90s Tour Glide. It's one of the earlier Tour Glides. It's not a shovelhead Tour Glide. It's an Evo Tour Glide. I don't remember if it's a head breather or if it's a crankcase breather, but I've just got to go through that whole bike for him. He plans on taking his wife out to Sturgis this year. If I have not said it yet, please go and check out Slick at Slickhead Custom Cycles on YouTube. He's putting out killer content. It's summertime. Him and Dirty Dave are over there doing the deal. My buddy at It's My Time, Let's Go, my boy Ralph up in the Great White North, and my buddy James way down south at James Cycle Supply, and one real cool look at David Mann's Ghost Rider. Oh man, ain't that hot. You can thank Slickhead Custom Cycles for that. Okay, so we've got the back ones really tight. And this is where you come around and you look and you see if you've got any kind of gap on your motor mount right there. And I don't have any mount, I don't have any gap. We're good to tighten them up. And of course, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in there to do it. Yep. Damn it, Bobby. I should have cleaned them off too. But I didn't think about it. Okay. That one's tight, that one's tight, that one's tight. I got the engine in there tight. It's where it lives. Guys, I just don't know about this. I just don't know about this oil filter. I'm not sure where he had this plumbed up to live. No oil filter on this one. That's what I'm thinking. So, I do believe that is what we will do. If you built your engine right, You change that oil every 500 miles, you're fine. All right. Your outside one is your feed. Because I'm going to 100% mock this bike up. My feed. No, that ain't my feed, big dummy. That is my feed right there. I got it written on the tape. That oil tank's probably got oil in it. Yep, it does. I should have figured it did. Feed. Feed. That's my feed, that's my return, and that's a vent. There we go. We are in Paola, Kansas. I believe it's Miami County. Figured I'd film a little bit with my phone. I'll add this to my next vehicle. Somebody just fired up my brother George, my brother Knothead. Cool 55 Chevy. Good looking, I don't know, 67, 68 Stingray. Bunch of cool cars here. Big box Chevelles. Just a lot of stuff. Yeah, no bikes. If I'd have had a chopper with me this weekend, I'd have ran a chopper down here. But my brother's tattoo is actually on his way with a chopper, but we had stuff to do today, so. There's a good looking third generation Corvette.
Sorry, yeah, Jesse.
421 Pontiac with dual quads on it, dual 4 barrels. Resto mod Pontiac. Just a cool little town in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. Well, we're probably an hour south of Kansas City if I had to guess. What do you think, Knothead? We're an hour south of Kansas City?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yep, just a cool little town. We'll film a little bit more. I'll add this into my next video for you guys. We'll get Tuck to figure out how to do the work. Hey Slick, this one's for you. Okay, here we go, something that I think is super cool, this old gasser. I'm guessing that's a 55 Chevy. Looks like a 55 Chevy. He's won a ton of awards with it. Pretty little cool little car, man. Got a wheeling blower on it. Guessing that's a 4-inch belt. But yeah, she's pretty badass. Gristwood Racing. Hellenbach. Pretty cool car. Yep, I was correct. It's a 55. Man, he put some money into that plate, guys. I don't know if the camera's showing it or not, but that is some bitchin' ass paint, man. Cool old 67. Lowered with a service bed on it. There's a Lincoln with suicide doors. Not knocking anybody, but that generation Firebird, you could have kept it out of here. It might be a Trans Am. A lot of supercars. I guess it's just a car show. I hadn't seen any motorcycles in it, other than the ones we rode up in, and they're nothing special. No need to go film them. Basic road glide and street glide dressers. So, beautiful weather in Kansas. There's a statue of the little town we're in. Cool little town, man. Cool little town. It's my third time coming out here, and we come to this car show every year. But last time I was here, I don't know that I had started the channel yet, so. But anyway, just a couple of little segments. There's a couple of my brothers walking up toward us. So we'll close it out for now. All right. I believe I said earlier in the video that I was going to pick a bike up for a customer, but I didn't film it, so. The bike I went and got, it's not nothing I normally work on. Yes, it's a dresser, or with the modern term today is bagger. But back in the day, we called them dressers. This is absolutely a geezer glide. It has the lower fan. First let me get you up to speed. It's a 96 Tour Glide. They called them Ultra Classic Tour Glide. So this is the precursor to the Road Glide, the modern day Road Glide. They called them FLT, King of the Road, when they first come out. And it's got all the old man stuff on it, all the Live to Ride stuff that you guys know I love. Live to Ride, baby. Brother, 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 live to ride. Brother, brother. But it's a buddy of mine. It's an older gentleman. He's had the bike a long time. And the bike sat for, it hadn't ran in 8 or 10 years, I guess. And I went to pick it up from him. The back tire was completely flat. Battery was totally dead. I mean, these are some of the antiquated electronics, you know, that Harley had back in the day, man. CB radio, that's what that, yeah, I guess that's, yeah, still a CB radio. Local, distant, squelch, volume, CB volume. I think there was even a hookup for the rear back here for a headset's what that, oh yeah, that's the headset for the driver and the passenger to communicate. Man, look at that old radio. Cassette player too. I wonder what, he's got a cassette in there. I wonder what that is. Wow. Quite different from the Road Glide I have sitting out front, huh? But anyway, the bike hadn't ran in 8 or 10 years, so I've got to go through it and get it running, get it riding, and get it ready to go. It's a pretty clean bike. 95 or 96 Evo is what it is. CV carburetor, but the battery was dead, so I had the jump box on it, still couldn't get it fired up. It wasn't getting any fuel, so we put fuel in it, so I'm guessing the carburetor's gummed up, or the fuel filter stopped up, or that, I don't know if it's got that Vose on it or not, but it's probably vacuum assisted. It's not gonna pump fuel until the engine's turning over. But I got to go through, change the oil, change the primary fluid, check the tension on the primary chain, change the transmission fluid, put tires on it, check the wheel bearings while I got the wheels off, make sure all his electronics work, because he's fixing to take a trip and he wants to bike road ready, ready to ride, you know. And sadly, it's going to cost him, you know, I don't know, $1,500 to do all this work. You know, tires alone are going to run us about $600. You know, it may not run him $1,500, you know, $1,000, $1,200, but still, that's a pretty high cost just for letting a bike set, you know. But the worst thing you can do to a motorcycle is to let one sit. And I guess that's the oil pressure unit. Yeah, that's the oil sending unit on it. That's what that is. Man, Harley had covers for everything back in the day. But he's even got those big chrome round covers that go on here. I like to refer to them as rotor heaters. Yeah, let's cover up our rotors where they don't get any wind to them and just heat up real nice. I call them rotor heaters. He wanted me to put those back on it, and I talked him out of it. So but I may stick them on there because he actually did want them. But that's what we got there. So I got to get this knocked out. And I usually don't take on jobs like this. And the only reason I agreed to do that one for my buddy was simply because he's my buddy and he don't know how to do this stuff. And it would cost him an arm and a leg to take it. So it's a 96. There it is right there, 96. I wanted to show you guys a few things though. I did get the tank off the customer's bike. The problem was it wasn't getting any fuel because the petcock had quit working on it. The original petcock, which I probably did I not throw it away? No, it's right here. It has that little bleeder valve on the back, the little bladder, and that goes to the Bose system. And I had a brand new petcock on the shelf that doesn't have the Bose system set up, which you can still use these. You just have to block off the port on the carburetor side right there. That goes to that bladder. Now you still have to keep the wiring part of the Bose because that's part of the ignition. But as far as the carburetor side, you don't need that. And all that bladder does, it was for idiots that don't know how to cut their fuel off, right? And this petcock won't pump fuel unless there's vacuum. The engine's turning over. That one will let fuel go constantly. So, but all that being said, I need to get this bike running properly before my customer spends a bunch of money on tires and new battery and the major cost of getting this bike road ready again is I need to know the bike runs properly and doesn't have low end knock and all of that stuff to it. So I took the tank off and of course I forgot to unhook the Bose because you know on these the reason I wound up taking the tank off is I realized the fuel line was rotted. You can, I don't know if you can, the camera's showing it up, but it was full of cracks and dry rot, and it just looked horrible. So I was like, well, we definitely need new fuel line. And I had to put that petcock in it. And I want to run the crossover line. So you have a vent tube that vents both tanks together. They were actually had quite a bit of dry rot in them. But when you have to take a tank off and you hadn't gotten all the fuel out of it, I'd hoped I could just pick the tank up relatively quickly and bring all the fuel to the back. But I couldn't. As soon as you cut that hose, you know, you need to be able to get the tank up. If you don't pinch the line off, you need to be able to get the tank up quickly. And I had forgot to unhook that, and that kind of left me in a lurch. So we had a BP oil spill. So I've had that Chem Dry on there since yesterday, soaking up all that fuel. I got the Paradise Road Show coming up in just a few weeks, and I've already pre-registered in order to get one of your bikes in that show. You have to pre-register your bike. And I pre-registered, I think, the Panhead, but then the Panhead sold, and the guy that's buying it will actually be here to get it the day before Paradise Road Show. So I'm gonna get the David Mann bike ready, get it all out and cleaned up, because I hadn't ridden it since that last video y'all saw where I had all that trouble and all that oil leaked out of it and blah, 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 blah. So I've got to get it out, get it cleaned up, and hopefully figure out where that I think that oil was coming out of that oil line right there, that feed line coming out of the engine. I believe it was coming out from right there. Oh, out of that oil pressure sending unit. That's what it is. I believe it was coming out of that oil sending unit right there. But that right there, that's definitely from that fork gear seal that shot on me that I never have fixed. So I'll have to take something to put under the bike when I carry it to the Antique Roadshow, because they're probably not gonna like me doing that on their concrete by the pool. But anyway, I guess we will probably wrap this video up. I know it hadn't been a whole lot about nothing. You know, I was working on this one. Hadn't been back to work on it. That's what I say. I normally don't take jobs like this on because I've got enough to do, excuse me, with all the other stuff I got going. I got to get that one ready for the owner when he gets here. I'm so far behind. I've got a buddy. That bike's 99% done. And a buddy of mine who has hillbilly choppers, shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mike over at Hillbilly Choppers. He's gonna finish that one for me. Got the lowbrow Manta Ray fender end that I've been waiting on. That's for the customer's build. Taking it out of the wrapper, but I hope I can get this mounted relatively quickly. Oh, that's gonna look good right there, guys. I made that seat pan perfect too. I like these Manta Ray fenders, man. They just follow the contour of that wheel so well. So well. But more importantly, look at him just rubbing his ass on that damn, he's thinking about Sky right now. Look at it. That feel good on your booty? Oh, weirdo. Yeah. You got people watching, you know. Anyway, shout out to Rusty Shovel. Long-time subscriber. He has sent me stuff over the years, and I guess he meant to send these a long time ago, because I actually just got them. So Rusty, if you're watching, bro, I literally just got these today, man. But sent me some stickers, sent me these lowbrow. I think those are from Lowbrow. Yeah, Lowbrow Custom. They call them Flying Monkey grips. He said, hey, hip would look cool on your HCC bike. And man, he is dead on correct, man. I think these grips will go good with that bike, especially with the black and white theme I've got going already. I think they'll look great on it, man. So thanks, Rusty Shovel. Shout out, my friend. So now, thank y'all for tuning in. Just trying to keep y'all updated. But what I was getting to is I get so far behind that I lose track of what I'm working on. So I got to have a buddy finish that one. This one, we're in no hurry in. I'm just waiting on the engine to get done. I'm waiting on the new fender to get here. And I'm just working on the giveaway bike as I can. So you guys hit me up in my comments all the time. How do I enter the giveaway? I'm not ready yet. There is no way to enter it. I will not set that up until this bike is completely painted, done, finished, built, running and riding, ready to give away. As soon as it's done, we will announce that and we will get that on the road. But anyway, if I haven't said it yet, you guys go check out Slick. It's Slickhead Custom Cycles. He's my partner in crime up there in South Jersey doing his thing with his collection. And my buddy Ralph over at It's My Time, Let's Go up in Nova Scotia, keeping all those killer old bikes that he's got running and showing us how to build them and put them together and build awesome engines. So Hippie's Chopper Corner, folks, home of the sketchy chopper, where we keep them sketchy all the time.